Good morning, everybody. I wanted to let everybody know that today is indeed Mother's Day, and I want to thank all the mothers out there that are taking care of their kids. Good, respectful moms who are doing the best they can under these trying circumstances of COVID 19. I hope all moms have a real good day, and I want to especially thank those that are on the front lines that can't be with their families on this Mother's Day. I know there's not a lot that you can do in terms of Mother's Day, in terms of going to places, but the thing I could tell you guys to do is to call your families, FaceTime, FaceTime, FaceTime. That is a bonus. Even though I know a lot of people want to get together with their families and be able to embrace each other, right now it is not possible unless you're taking care of a particular parent. Um, I just wanted to wish everybody a good Mother's Day. And to those that don't have moms, I feel your pain. I lost mine in 2013 in January, so yeah, not fun. But my sister is a mom, and I have communicated with my sister just before getting on here to wish her a happy Mother's Day and to tell her what went on during my past week. Because my older brother is indeed out of town on a job, so he could have some money in his pocket. Um, and it's been tough on all of us, especially for those that don't have their moms. And yet, my sister is a mom. I felt the need to call her before I called my brother because she is a mom, and I asked her what she was going to do. And she's like, "Well, I don't know, sweetheart." Um, and I said, "Well, if you don't feel like cooking, you could use DoorDash or Grubhub to get yourself something to eat. You don't have to cook, on Mother's Day." Um, and I said, "When this is all over, sis, we are going to get together and we're going to start doing things." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm up for it." And we talked for like a good 15 or 20 minutes. And then I finally said, "I got to go. I got to call John. I haven't really talked to him this week. I've been kind of keeping things quiet and on the down low and avoiding the news of most costs. And the only things I really heard about was the Little Richard death and the guy from Siegfried and Roy who passed." Um, and for those that don't have moms, I totally get where you're coming from. You miss your supportive half of your life. The people that give you the building blocks to make it on your own. I know my mom was always there for me, and she knew what odds I had to face growing up, and even when things weren't going so good in school, she was always there to help pick me up and get me across that finish line that they call graduation. That's what parents are there for. They're there to help you. They're there to support you. And my parents were the salt of the earth. They were the best that anybody could ever hope for. All the kids in my neighborhood loved my parents. And not a day goes by I don't think about my mom and what she would have thought of my niece becoming a young woman. Hitting that time when women uh, get their body parts in. And, you know, my mom would probably say, "Your little baby is not really your baby anymore. She's growing up. She's she's still a happy young girl. She's got autism, but she's still very happy. And she's just growing into a lovely young woman." And there are so many things um, that the kids miss that don't have their parents. Some parents don't live to see their kids get married. I know my dad didn't make that. Uh, my dad did not make that engagement uh, for when my brother Jerry got married. So, yeah. And in spirit of this Mother's Day, the day my brother Jerry got married was one of the last public functions that my mom went to before her ill-fated vacation in the last of 2012, early 2013. And when I say ill-fated, um, she packed up like she always did. Because she usually goes away, she usually went away for a month on vacation. And, she had some friends at different parts of the country that would go to Myrtle Beach. And every January, the snowbird would plant themselves down in the Carolinas. And my mom did that every year without fail for the last 3.5 years. She would always kiss me goodbye and say, I'll be back. And when I come back, we'll go to Bob Evans and we'll do all the things that mothers and daughters do. And I'm like, okay. Because at my age, around the age of 40 something, you kind of start worrying about your parents and their health and how they're doing. And I was no exception to that. I was often a little teary when mom would leave. And I guess that's normal if you're close with your folks. Well, the last time she left here in 2012, she packed up like she always did. Her hair dryer, her curling iron, her heart monitor, her medications, her clothes, her whatever she took with her. And normally she would kiss me goodbye, but the last time she left, she didn't do it this time. And now that I think about it, when my mom left on this ill-fated vacation, my brother drove her down there in her car, and he was going to fly back when she was settled in. And the day that he was leaving to fly back, she drove him to the airport. But she cried the whole time, but my brother never figured out why. But then when we found out that she had passed on the 18th at 11 p.m. that night, when my brother and I got back together again, he says, I never should have left her. I never should have left her. And I said, well, John, you got to look at it this way. She died where she wanted to, and that was down there at Myrtle Beach. That's where she and Dad took their vacations. And maybe she felt that was the right place to just let go. And maybe, and I happen to think of it this way. Maybe my mom died before my family got there because she didn't want them to see her in so much pain. And, in the beginning, I had a hard time dealing with it. I went away for like 3 or 4 days, not knowing whether I wanted to even come back to this house. But then, on the other hand, if I didn't face that challenge of coming back to a house where I know a parent didn't live, I went away for 4 days when I visited a friend after my dad passed. I meant to say in this video. I went away for like 4 days, right? And I stayed away at a friend's house for 4 days, not knowing whether I wanted to even come back to the house that I grew up in. And my friends were saying, well, if you need a place to live, we could talk to our landlord and maybe they'll let you move in. And I said, I don't know. It's going to take some time. I just can't really pull the ripcord and leave my mom, She don't have her husband now. And I said, and besides, if I don't go back and face this, what's going to happen if I lose my mom? How would I be able to handle that? And after 4 days, I went home. and saw my mom sitting in the living room crying, and the dogs looking at my dad's walker and fake leg sock and fake leg standing beside said walker, knowing that daddy isn't coming home. And I had to face walking in that door knowing that my father wasn't going to come home anymore. And the first death of a parent can bring on embarrassing accidents that happen to your system because your body goes into such a shock. But in a way, my father's death had prepared me for my mother's death. Sure, I was emotionally distraught. I couldn't speak at my mom's funeral. But I had to learn how to pick myself up and keep moving forward. And when my sister brought up the suggestion of putting me into a nursing home type facility, I said no. No, I'm not going to go in there. And I said, because you know why? If my grandmother died within a week of us putting her in there, I know I'd probably do the same thing because she knew that a place like a nursing home is not the place to be if you're not happy. I call nursing homes the places of death. And I said, I'm so glad Mom and Dad didn't live long enough to see a nursing home, much less be put in one. The only time my mom got put into a nursing type facility was when she went in for a heart valve replacement operation, which left her badly bruised. She was on blood thinners at the time, and she had a slow heartbeat. So, yeah. Then she went in for a pacemaker and had a few good years left, and that's all anybody could ever ask for. For those that are dealing with the Mother's Day blues, and when you view this video later, if you're dealing without a father, I know it sucks, but you'll be fine. It takes a couple of years to get your legs underneath you, if at all, but you'll survive. It's a little difficult, but you'll make it. You got to find it within yourself to pull up your bootstraps and keep moving forward. So, yeah, Mother's Day and my dad's birthday hit uncomfortably close, for me at least. In 2 days, it'll be my father's birthday. He'll be 85. And I probably won't be doing anything to honor his birthday. I've already done that with the Voices That Care video, and I'll just leave it at that. But for those that are without parents on a particular day, whether it's Father's Day, Mother's Day, or their birthdays or anniversaries, you're not alone in your pain. I've lived with it for many, many years. You just have to learn how to get those feelings out and then bury them when the days come. You can get on your video vlog and talk about it. It's part of your therapy. And that's what I do every day. So, yeah. But for those that are celebrating Mother's Day today, I want to wish you all a happy Mother's Day. And for those that are having birthdays this month, I want to wish you all a happy birthday. And for those that don't have parents, I certainly get where you're coming from. Nobody makes cards for those that have lost parents, right? Maybe it's time that Hallmark should have made cards for those without parents. Because holidays like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, birthday, anniversary, you name it, it's a lonely time. But you have to pick yourself up and keep moving forward. Make them proud. That is what I try to do every day. So, yeah. And thank goodness I had the parents that loved me the way they did. That give me the strength to get up every day and do these videos. And as I close this video out, I want to put a quick note to the people that hate on my videos for no reason at all. If you're going to hate on me, don't expose yourself with crappy comments like, oh, she's a meth head. You know, get some help. You're drunk. You're stupid. Don't expose yourself because I will block you and remove you. You know, but before I do the blocking and removing, I call you a fuckface. You're blocked. I said you're blocked, fuckface. Don't expose your hate to me because I will find you and remove you. So I don't have time for haters. Sorry. So this is my video for today. I want to be able to do more of these, preferably in the morning. Um, Maybe I'll do a few nighttime ones, but I don't know. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms. And I want to thank those that are on the front lines that can't spend Mother's Day with their families or FaceTime. They are the unsung heroes. All moms are the unsung heroes. And even those that can't be with their families, whether they're police officers or doctors or firemen, I appreciate your service. You're very brave at what you do. Um, and if you can get in touch with your family whenever you can, be sure to tell them that you love them. Because there's not a day that goes by I don't wish that I could tell my mom and dad how much I love them, what's going on with me, what's happening with my niece, and how my brother and sister are doing. Some of the things that happened to my family they would not be happy about, like my oldest brother losing his job, or my brother Jerry having a health scare. So, yeah. If there's anything that COVID-19 or any holiday should teach us, it should be to not think about the things that you don't have, but think about the things that you do have. Good health, supportive family. Think about that. There you go, ladies and gents, and I will talk to you later.